This is extremely good news for the Vancouver Canucks. After being out multiple games with an injury, we get a huge update on Quinn Hughes from Adam Foote heading into their next stretch of road games. But not only that, we also get multiple updates on two more Canucks injuries that are going to have fans fired up as the team is trending in the right direction. We're going to break down everything you need to know on Quinn Hughes' status, what two more players and how they're progressing, and so much more in this episode. You're not going to want to miss it. Before we get into that, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone watching. We're trying to reach our goal of 9,000 subscribers. And listen, I was talking to Kirk Day on Boston Bruins Digest. Disgusting, I know, but I just wanted to say, he said there's no way we could hit 9,000 subscribers in the next week. So make sure you're going to hit that free subscribe button. It would mean the world. And in return, we'll give you daily updates and prove a Bruins fan wrong all at the same time. But with that, let's just dive straight into this today, where we know the Canucks have dealt with a lot of injuries. Quinn Hughes went down, Teddy Blueger, Filip Hronek, Jonathan Lechermack. The list continues, but we get a big update heading into today's game versus the Nashville Predators that Quinn Hughes will be making his return to the Canucks lineup. Now listen, Quinn Hughes is not a centerman. He's not going to come in, win faceoffs, and help down the middle, but getting the captain, our top player, our franchise asset, back into this lineup is huge, but also has some implications on this Canucks team. Looking at Quinn Hughes before going down with injury, in 9 games, 7 points, playing just under 27 minutes. What Quinn Hughes does on the ice is something the Canucks could not replicate. Listen, Hronek looked great during his stretches, but getting Quinn Hughes back into this lineup is going to be a huge boost for the Canucks that are going on a daunting road trip. Now, looking at the lineup, getting Quinn Hughes in, there's going to be some interesting moves. We're going to touch on one player in particular that seems to be out of the lineup heading into this game, but looking at the defensive end, Quinn Hughes, Tom Willander would be the perfect pairing. We've seen how good Hronek and Marcus Pettersson, we'll touch on that very soon, and Tyler Myers and DPD played. So I think getting the young rookie into the lineup with Quinn Hughes is going to be big for experience with him. Moving around, his ice and skating technique is just like Quinn, so having a speedy line mate to play with Quinn while keeping some pairings that have worked together seems like the direction the Canucks and Adam Foote are trending towards. Now looking at this, looking at the top expected goals percentages for all the Canucks defensive pairings, a minimum I think it was 10 minutes. Looking at this, most of the pairings have either Hronek or Hughes stationed on this. Now listen, Hughes and Hronek is one of the most elite pairings in the NHL. It works. We've seen it. We've seen season after season. But if Adam Foote wants to continue the trend of maybe splitting up your top two defenders with two other line mates, this would make the most sense for the Vancouver Canucks. And listen, go down and leave a comment if you think I'm completely wrong down below as well. But I think the biggest thing is splitting both of these guys up. You get them with line mates that will benefit with having both of them on. Listen, Tom Willander is a name that hasn't played a lot in the NHL. We know, a limited sample size, but his skating and his advanced stats have been quite good. I mean, looking at this, with P.O. Joseph coming out of the lineup, we're going to get confirmation from Foote. There was no skate today, so we couldn't see a full picture on the lines. But with Joseph coming out and seeing how good Tom played against top talent like Kaprizov last game, where we seen that the Corsi King in Mini was, of course, the Swedish defenseman. His most frequent opponent on the night was Kaprizov. When Hughes gets back, Joseph coming out, it's not Willander. So I think looking at this, with the Canucks having the opportunity, listen, you're going to go on a road trip that we're going to break down very soon, plus more updates. But I think getting two of them together to see how this works, two incredible skaters, a young defenseman with one of the best, and in my opinion, of course, the best defenseman in the NHL, giving Hronek time to spend with Marcus Pettersson and Tyler Myers with the young DPD. There's too many Petterssons on this team, but listen, we love them all. This would give the Canucks the opportunity to continue working things out. Now, we can see the top 6 does look good. The bottom 6, not as good. But this is a Canucks team that is battling adversity, a team that wants to go out and get on the wins column. But the big thing is, with all these changes, we're looking at Tom Willander as maybe a piece that steps up enough that when the team gets healthy, when Derek Forbort comes back, maybe he forces this management's hand to say, hey, I'm not coming out of this lineup. I've been playing good enough. And he's going to get a lot of games to really look at it. Now, going in against Nashville, this should be a must-win game. Same with Chicago and Columbus, but then you get on this daunting, grueling, terrible road trip, or stretch of games, I should say, against Colorado, Winnipeg, Carolina, Tampa, with a back-to-back with Florida, finishing off against Dallas. And listen, the Canucks love playing Dallas, especially the comeback, so that should be a win as well. But the big thing is looking at the Canucks team as a whole right now, with getting Willander playing so well, they're going to have to go on a big stretch. I think this next stretch of games, starting tonight versus Nashville and ending with Dallas going all the way in on the 20th, is going to be a very big dictating factor on how this Canucks team continues to progress and where Patrik Allvin and Jim Rutherford sit with their current group if they're looking to add, if they go on this and go winless, which listen, they're not going to do. But if this does happen, maybe the management group looks at the core of this team and says, hey, this is not going to work. We can't dig ourselves out of this hole. The water's filled up to the helm. They need to figure something out. And I think this is going to be very telling going further in. But listen, we get even more updates coming from Rick Tocchet that he confirms Hughes is in. Says Garland is close and Blueger the next closest to return after that. As I said, and we all know as fans, this is a Canucks team that has too many injuries. We've seen Filip Hronek and Jonathan Lekimaki both go down in the exact same game versus the Washington Capitals. We know Quinn Hughes went down with an injury. We lost Teddy Blueger in a game as well, along with Conor Garland. The list continues to stack up with Derek Forward, AHL guys, Victor Mancini. This team cannot catch a break, but getting the reports that they're getting close to getting healthy and going back into the lineup once again. When this team starts to get consistently healthy, which we're praying does happen this season, once you're getting Teddy Blueger back into this lineup, then you can move someone down. Maybe Lucas Reichel moves to the wing, which can send Drew O'Connor down to the fourth line. When looking at the team of adding forward after forward, you add Garland, you add Blueger, eventually Filip Hronek, eventually Jonathan Lekimaki, eventually, hopefully, everyone. This is the team that's going to continue making noise. They're pulling out wins that maybe they shouldn't get some of the times. We're seeing the big ones come on the back of Kiefer Sherwood, who's been outstanding and looking like a rocket candidate at this point. But getting the key guys back, especially someone like Teddy Blueger, who, yes, didn't have the best faceoff percentage over his 2 games with the Canucks this year, scoring a goal, but a guy that's going to help down the middle, a defensive edge at forward that can go out and put you up 25 plus points, is going to be beneficial. But Canucks fans, what is your thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on Captain Quinn returning to the team? Where would you play him in the lineup? Is it with the young rookie and Tom? Would you bring him back with Hronek? What's your thoughts on the forwards coming back? What does the team need to add? Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments. And speaking on comments, let's go straight into comment of the day, coming from a Nashville fan, which is the first time. As a Nashville fan, gotta say Stamkos rules. You'll love him. And this was a video I did yesterday. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already, where the Canucks are apparently somewhat engaged with a guy like Stamkos as a possible centerpiece. But go down and leave a comment on who you would love on this team. Is it Sidney Crosby? Is it someone like Steven Stamkos? Do you wait? And I see the comments with Gavin McKenna, but this is the team that's going to make the playoffs. Trust me on it. Clip this, and then when the season ends, when I'm right, it's going to be perfect. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure it'll be spammed everywhere. But that'd be it for this episode. Go ahead and leave a comment down below while you're down there. Leave a comment. Share this with your friends. We'll be back in another episode. Listen, I'm in a blender and getting over the flu. And if you made it this far, go down and spam 3.144 pi, whatever you want to do down there. Leave a comment. But have a good one, Canucks fans. And I've been your host.